A 1% drop in interest rates doesn't save you as much money as you think. Stop waiting for the perfect market because it doesn't exist. You want to focus on prices of houses, not the rate that's necessarily being offered. Hey, I'm Brian Quinlan. I am a realtor in the Indianapolis area trying to help people buy and sell houses. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment after you watch this. And of course, feel free to share this out. So this is February. Right now, interest rates are hovering at the 7% range, which, believe it or not, is still scaring people away from wanting to buy houses. Now, there are lots of things going on in our economy with a new president, new economic factors, things that are, to be honest, uncertain right now. And so interest rates aren't the only thing keeping people on the sidelines for buying a house. However, it's probably the biggest factor that's keeping people from buying houses. I want to talk about what a change in interest rates or waiting for a change in interest rates can mean for you as a buyer. Come here. So let's take, for example, a home in the Indianapolis area at $300,000. Now, of course, everybody's down payment is going to be different, but we're going to just use an easy math number and say that it is a 10% down payment that you're going to be making. So you have a $3,000 down payment if you were to buy that here in 2025. For the time that you own that house and you continually pay that mortgage lower and lower every month, you're gaining equity in the house. Okay? Ideally, you have locked into a fixed rate mortgage, so your interest rate is not changing over time. So you have a set payment that you're making every month. And as long as you make those payments and maybe even pay a little bit extra here and there, you are owning more and more of the house. That's what equity is. You're paying that mortgage down. The more you pay it down, the more of the house you actually own. Let's pretend that you're waiting for some magical interest rate that may or may not happen. Well, in time, the price of that home goes up. And again, we're going to use it for easy math. The expected or predicted jump in home prices is going to be about 5% for this year. Well, if this $300,000 home goes up 5% by the time 2026 rolls around, now that home, same exact house, costs you $315,000. If we're still doing a 10% down payment, well, now you have a $3,150 down payment. You have not gained any equity because when you buy the house, you really don't have much equity built up at all. So you've missed out on months and months of equity in the house. What else has happened over time? Well, the insurance on the house has gone up because traditionally cost of things goes up, whether it's inflation, whether it's just cost of living. Insurance is now higher. The maintenance on the house is now going to be more expensive because, again, cost of living or inflation, things do generally go up in price. And you've missed out on the equity in the house in that amount of time. So instead of buying in 2025 and then next year your home is worth $315,000 and you own more because the home is actually worth more, now you're buying a house at a more expensive price, so your mortgage has also gone up. Sorry, I missed that part. Your mortgage payment every month is higher because the cost of the house is higher. Your insurance, your maintenance, all of those things are more expensive, and your equity, you didn't get a chance to take advantage of earning or gaining the equity because you waited another year to buy that house. Here in February 2025 in Indianapolis, we're looking at about 2.5 months worth of inventory, which mathematically indicates that we are still in a seller's market. We have more buyers that are looking to buy homes than there are homes available. That isn't likely to change, at least not drastically, in the coming months. So what we're going to find as the year goes on is the likelihood that there's going to be competition in the market for homes. Buyers, well, there's always people going to be looking to buy a house. And there's always going to be people looking to sell a house, but unless that actually balances out, it causes a problem. There's more buyers than there are homes available to purchase. So in the idea of supply and demand, the supply isn't very high. The demand is higher than the supply. So what happens with that? Prices go up. When there's more demand than there is supply, we end up with competition in the market, which is actually what causes a more drastic rise in prices than just traditional history of real estate. For those of you that don't know, historically in real estate, home price appreciation goes up about 3 to 4% per year. When we have a situation where there's a lot of competition in the market, that 3 to 4% actually gets inflated because buyers who are trying to find a home to purchase wind up competing with each other, thus driving up the final purchase price of the house. So as I demonstrated in my math lesson, waiting for interest rates to drop, even though you're going to save an amount of money every month, is not as drastic as waiting until rates hit some magic number. There's no guarantee that interest rates are going to come down. Of course, the news will tell you whatever it is they want to sensationalize that particular day, but most experts believe that we are going to see interest rates anywhere from about 6.5 or so and up for the year. Well, that's not going to be a very drastic drop in interest rates. And if that makes you think, well, I'll just wait until next year, well, once again, the math lesson that I showed proves that waiting another year to purchase a house is only going to mean that you're buying a house that's more expensive, thus costing you even more money. One thing that I tell my buyers or anyone that I talk to who's thinking about becoming a buyer, you want to go ahead and make a move to buy a house when you are ready. Don't wait for a magic interest rate number. Don't wait for a magical down payment amount that you need. While that is important, it hopefully is not going to be the driving factor behind you getting in to purchase a house, because the longer you wait, the more expensive things get. Take the current interest rate, have a conversation with the lender. The lender is going to tell you what it is you can afford based on your current finances. With that lender, give them an idea of what you're comfortable with paying in a mortgage payment on a monthly basis. If the numbers work out, regardless of the interest rate, if the interest rate they're giving you and the amount of down payment that you're going to have to make, and then a monthly payment that you're comfortable making, if that all works for you and gets you into a comfortable situation, that's the time to buy a house. Having nothing to do with a magical interest rate, having nothing to do with waiting for home prices to come down. Spoiler alert, they're not coming down. Do it when you are ready. Because as we've proven, the longer you wait, the more expensive that house is going to become. The more expensive that house becomes means your down payment has to be larger, and your monthly payment over time winds up being larger. Do it when you're ready. Don't wait for those magic numbers. I'm Brian, a realtor in the Indianapolis area. If you're looking to buy a house or you know someone who is considering looking to buy a house, send them my way. I'm a former teacher, and one of the things that I specialize in is teaching people about the buying process and helping them understand all the steps that are involved. And I'd love to help you or whoever that is you're going to send my way. Thanks for watching.